Hello, and welcome to another creepy and true tale. This one takes us back to good old Mississippi, back into the woods once again. This time, three friends go on their annual camping trip. But this one is different because they're celebrating their friend Brent, who'll be getting married in just a few weeks. So they go to their favorite spot that's off the beaten path where not a lot of people know where it is. About a half a mile away from a cool, refreshing lake where they could take a swim and go fishing. So the three friends pile into one of them's car and get themselves to the campground. They get everything set up. They've brought food, lots of drinks, everything they need to celebrate for a couple of days. Just the guys. So they're enjoying the day, cooking over a fire. They do a little fishing. And as the day wears on and evening comes in, they decide before they make dinner, they're going to go ahead and take a swim to cool off and refresh themselves. So they walk down to the lake, laughing and racing each other like schoolboys. They get to the water's edge and take off their shoes and strip down to their skivvies and hop on in. And they're splashing around, having a great time. The sun is setting. There's a purple haze coming into the sky. And they don't even notice silence around them. They don't even notice how their voices are the only things echoing across the water and into the woods. So Brent decides that he wants to linger a little bit longer, swim and just enjoy his last few weeks as a bachelor. So his two friends decide they're going to go on ahead and go back to camp and start on dinner. And Brent is just splashing around in the water by himself, watching the moon rising in the sky, watching the glow across the water. And that's when he begins to notice the silence around him. It's eerie, incredibly eerie. And he starts to feel like he's surrounded by something. So he decides it's best that he get himself out of the water and go back to camp by his friends. And as he's putting on his shoes and gathering his clothes, he hears a hey from the woods. And he stops. And the voice once again says, hey, over here, I need your help. And it sounds like his friend Joseph. And he's wondering, why is he in the woods? He's supposed to be back at camp. So Brent says, hey, Joe, what's going on? And the voice says, over here, I need your help. So Brent, seemingly pulled to the woods, starts walking towards the direction where the voice is coming from. And then he hears Joseph and their other friend laughing by the campground. And who is this in the woods? And Brent again says, Joe? And the voice says, hey, I need your help. And this time when Brent hears it, it makes the hair on his body stand on end. And he knows for certain that is not his friend in those woods. And he backs up and he starts walking back towards the camp. And whatever that thing is in the woods starts walking, keeping pace with him. And Brent is looking and watching, and he sees a pair of glowing eyes, but they're not at eye level. They're at least 10 feet in the air. And this puts him into a panic, and he starts running and yelling back towards camp. And the strange thing is, the thing in the woods starts yelling with him in his voice. By the time he reaches Joseph and their other friend, he's in a panic. And they're wondering what's going on because they hear his voice coming from two different directions. What is going on? And the voice in the woods is going, hey, over here, I need help. And then a second voice that sounds like Joseph says, hey, over here, I need help. And then a third voice that sounds like the other friend, hey, over here, I need help. And then all in unison, seemingly three different voices, but all the same voice saying, hey, hey, hey. And the three men panic. And they hurriedly put out the fire. And they want to pack up, but they decide it's time to go. They grab what they can and they sprint back to their vehicle, hop in, and pull off with those voices in unison still behind them, saying, hey, hey, hey. Needless to say, that was the last and final camping trip. So the next time you're in the woods and you hear a hey, no, you didn't.